your surgery, and you text me and you said, no more RLS. Oh, it still gets to me. I just started bawling.
Oh,
Boy, I thought, I go next week. And it worked for her. Maybe it's going to work for me.
Welcome back to the Nervous. I'm Dr. Jim Anderson, and today we're diving into a story that really captures what the show is all about. Hope, healing, and challenging what people think they know about restless leg syndrome. I'm joined by two remarkable women who actually met on a Facebook support group for RLS. They didn't know each other personally, but both are suffering with the same exhausting, sleepless nights that so many people live with. What's remarkable is that they both decided to take a leap of faith to travel here for surgery, and they both have experienced a life-changing recovery. But what happened next surprised both of them. When they tried to share this success with others online, they were met not with celebration, but with anger, disbelief, and even hostility. Today we'll talk about what led them to surgery, what recovery has been like, and why some people react so negatively when others find healing. This is an important conversation about courage, truth, and what it really means to give others hope. So, and I'm really celebrating you're both here to try to give other people hope. That's
great.
Really fine. So we're talking to Katie, who's in Georgia, right?
Yes.
And Wesley, who's in Oklahoma.
Yes, sir.
And I knew that when you were talking about each other when you first came, like, I don't know, you're like sisters or something. Like, you were both very enthused, and I could feel a little bit of love with the messaging that you must have been doing before you came here. So, so maybe we'll start with Katie. You want to go first? I mean, just talk a bit about your journey. I mean, before you came here, like before, what was life like? What was your journey to finding hope?
So I was fortunate. I only had it for a year in one leg.
Okay.
And I think a lot of that was precipitated by leaning on a ladder for so long painting when we were building our house. But I wasn't sleeping any nights. Maybe I'd get three hours of sleep in the morning, but I wasn't sleeping at night at all. And I started taking small doses of gabapentin. First, I started with 100, then quickly 200. Within 2 weeks, I was taking 300 milligram of gabapentin every night. And before I came to see you, I was taking anywhere from 600 to 1,200 milligram of gabapentin every night.
Oh, okay.
And the effects are grogginess. You're starving, even though you're full. And you're just not really there. You're just very groggy. And so for me, I wasn't going to live that way. And I started researching almost immediately when I found you. Once I found you, I looked at all your videos on the website. I looked at all your videos on the YouTube. I bought your book. I read all of that.
You read the book, did you?
Yep.
Okay. And
I knew that I was coming out there. And my husband was like, are you sure you want to do this? I said, look, anything is better than nothing.
Right.
Something's got to change here. And so that's when we called you.
So the time from when you learned about it to when you made a move on coming here, how long was that? Was it pretty quick?
It was very quick. What, maybe a month, 2 months?
Wow, a month, okay.
It was very quick, yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. And how about you, Leslie?
Well, I'm kind of jealous she only had it for a year and in just one leg. Mine was hereditary. My mother also had this.
Right.
So I've had it for about 12 years, 12 plus.
Okay.
And when I started on medication, I started on a dopamine agonist. And I only took a half a pill at bedtime. And that worked for 10 years.
Wow.
And then it didn't work anymore. And my symptoms got worse and earlier in the day. Instead of bedtime, I would have to take a pill about 3 in the afternoon. And then we upped the dose to 2 a day. And the symptoms just started earlier and earlier. It got to where it was waking me up at 6 a.m. to get out of bed.
Oh.
After I'd only got 3 hours of sleep because I couldn't sleep through the night. I would pace in the garage and cry and pray.
Wow.
And I did a lot of singing gospel songs.
Oh, you did?
Just to get through the night. I thought if I can praise God through the storm, He's going to bring me through this storm.
Oh,
amen.
That's sweet.
Amen.
And one of those nights, pacing in the garage, I thought, why have I never looked for a support group? And so I got online right then. It was about 3 a.m. and just started trying to find one and just picked one out of the blue.
Uh-huh.
And someone had a post up for your clinic.
Somebody what?
Someone had a post in there for your clinic.
Oh, really? That said something about us. Okay. Yeah. And that led you to YouTube?
That led me to my husband saying, "You're going to think I'm nuts."
Oh.
I want to do this.
Oh, really?
He said, "Let's go for it."
Yes.
All right.
He didn't even blink.
Oh, really? So
he knew how bad I was suffering.
He was pretty motivated.
Yes, it was awful.
Very good. How much you were like sleeping 3 hours a night? Is that what you said?
Maybe.
Wow.
And the restless 3 hours.
Right.
Never a good sleep.
And so you're on the medication, the doses, and you tried drugs and various other things, I assume.
I called you.
Yeah.
I was up to 5 pills a day.
Wow.
I had done the compression things on your feet that are supposed to hit those acupressure points.
Right.
I had done everything I could think of, magnesium soaps, creams, anything I saw anybody say.
A lot of things.
Acupuncture, so, I even tried.
I've got to ask you this, I'll ask you this, Leslie, and then we'll get back to Katie. But I mean, when you learned about this, did part of it resonate with you? Did it make sense or not make sense, or just did it kind of hit you like, well, this makes sense, or what were you thinking?
When I watched a few of the videos, some of your patient videos, where they told their story.
Yeah,
that's what helped. Okay,
I got to see this person's face.
Okay,
it worked for her, and that just kind of gave me the push.
Okay,
to go, you know what? This just might be something to this.
And they're saying for you, Katie.
Same, yeah. You know, I watched all your videos, so I would see people laying there with one leg done and the other one fixing to happen. One of the ones that were the most impressive for me was a guy you had in there, and his one leg was done, and you pressed on his nerve on the bottom of his leg, and his foot started jumping. That was it for me. That was it for me. I was like, okay, this really is a nerve thing.
It does make sense.
Yeah, it made sense to me.
Now, another thing, and just a random thought, when you came here for the exam, when you came and saw me, was that different than when you'd been to other doctors? What was different about it? Or can you remember?
For me?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My doctor just didn't know what to do with me. I don't think that she knew that much about RLS, and I know clue how bad it could get. Right. So she just, every time I went to see her, she would just up my dose.
That was it. Same for you, Katie? Okay.
No, well, my doctor wanted to put me on ropinirole, and by that time I had already learned that was a really bad drug just from all the research. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick with what I'm going, and then I'm going for this surgery. And she goes, there's no surgery that can correct this. And then I didn't go back to see her. I changed doctors because, you know, I just didn't want to work with somebody who couldn't open their mind to a new cure.
Right. That's sweet.
Yes.
So let's talk about, you're here now, you had surgery, and let's, maybe from you, Katie, what was the earliest indication of this that helped you? How soon afterwards could you tell?
Immediately.
Immediately?
Yeah.
Like the next day?
Yeah, the next day. I didn't have RLS that night, the next night, the next night. It was just kind of amazing that I could actually sleep all night. And you can tell by how happy I am. I'm sleeping all night.
Right. Okay, and how about you, Leslie? How fast was it for you?
Pretty fast. The first couple of nights, I felt some kind of
Look at
tingling in
Leslie
my
too.
leg.
It's just blessed you are to get a full night's sleep until you lose that, and then you get it back.
Right. So, but Leslie's within a day or two?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Did you have a period of time afterwards you kind of question, like, is this going to come back? This is too good to believe. And some people kind of go through this mental
Yes.
drama in their head, like they freak out, like feel a little something, and they think, oh no, it's coming back now. Did that ever happen?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Even before I left, after the first surgery, and we had to wait the week for the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would, because my right leg was still bad. I'd have to still get up and walk on that right leg to settle it down. And I would just cry to my husband. What if this doesn't work? What if it's not going to work?
Right.
Because I was scared that
So
it felt so good to not have the symptom on my left leg all day.
Right.
I was scared to believe it could really stay that way.
Exactly. That's amazing. So, like, for both of you, I mean, there's a physical impact, the social impact, the emotional impact. Kind of touch on those things. Like, anything you want to share with that? How you're a new person in some ways now. Is that true? And if so, how?
I was pretty much homebound.
Wow.
I took my granddaughter to a movie, and then I had to leave her sitting alone and go stand in the back because I couldn't sit in a chair.
Wow.
It's been 1.5 years since I've been able to sit and watch a movie without getting up and pacing and walking.
Right.
Or timing things when it was time for a pill.
I see.
I'd have to take a pill before I went to church, so I wouldn't have to get up and leave the service.
Right.
It was just debilitating.
Everything revolved around the timing of the pill.
Pill.
Yeah.
When you took the pill, then they made you sleepy.
Sure.
Yeah.
And how about you, Katie?
I didn't do much of anything because I was sleepy all the time. I wouldn't get any sleep during the day. I would be very groggy. So where we used to always be out in the yard, working in the yard, working on the house, I didn't do any of that during that period. I was just a walking zombie because of all the gabapentin, and it was not good. But all that's past me now. So,
well, can you answer this other question? What would you tell someone who's they're scared or skeptical about this? What would you tell them?
Just do it. Just take a leap of faith and do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to step out of the boat to really see something. Today I talked to a hygienist about it, and she took down your information, and she said, I don't have it all the time, but when I have it, it's horrible.
Right.
And I said, well, don't cross your legs at the knees.
Okay. And how about you, Leslie? What would you say?
Ask me again.
Well, just if somebody's scared or skeptical about trying something like this, what would you tell them?
Well, I was scared too.
Yeah.
I was scared.
Right.
Probably because I just felt like I was at the end of my rope and so desperate.
Right.
For some relief or answers.
Right.
But I'm kind of with Katie. It's just like You know when there's nothing else left for you to try,
Uh-huh.
you just have to pray about it, and God
Right.
put you in my path and that chat room in my path and
Yeah, I remember.
Yes.
That's
Katie
what you,
too,
yeah,
then I'm gonna take that leap of faith and step out
right,
and at least try.
right, exactly.
I'm
I
certain
remember you
I'll
said
lose
that
it.
when you came in, you felt like God put you
I
here.
did.
Yeah,
I did.
yeah. I hear that a lot. So, I appreciate that. So, I mean, talking, and now you go home. So the next part of the story, and this is common to both of you when I talked to you recently, because I did this because I heard the same story from both of you. Now you go home. Now you want to share the good news to these other people on the Facebook support group. And this is not the first time I've heard this. Believe me, if you're not the first ones. But just kind of maybe both of you just maybe start. What kind of reactions did you get?
Well, I got this one guy that told me
Yeah.
it was I was spewing BS, and he
Mm-hmm.
was from Australia,
Mm-hmm.
and he was, I mean, he long thing, and just trying to put me in my place. And I just told him, you ought to do a little bit more research before you call a person a liar. I mean, it
Right.
was really bad. And then, I wait a few minutes for the message to deliver, and then I block them so they can't see me and I can't see them.
Okay.
And the two of us just had something the other day where a lady said, "I don't believe a word you're saying." And
Oh,
I called up Leslie and I was like, "Hey, this lady said she didn't believe any of this." And I told the story about Leslie too, because we share our stories.
right.
And Leslie went back out there and talked to the lady. Leslie can tell you what she said to her.
Well,
Okay, then you can go, Leslie.
well, she said she wanted proof, so I texted back and I said, I'm the proof.
Oh,
She
you
was
did.
telling my story. I did go have the surgery,
Uh,
and it's been wonderful. And I didn't get anything back from that particular person at that time. But
all right.
anytime I see Katie post and someone questions her, I try to go in right after her and back up whatever she said.
Yes,
That's
I'm
all.
thinking of like Thelma and Louise or something.
Yes.
You,
Yeah.
you protect each other.
But I heard,
Now, how'd that make you feel when you had these what emotions did you feel when they're acting like that? Were you angry? Were you upset? Were you
I feel
sad?
sorry for them. I feel
Huh?
sorry for them. I feel
Feel sorry
sorry
for them? Okay,
because there is a cure, and it's so simple.
right,
Now, a lot of the people on the chat group, they're from all over the world. So
sure,
in the UK, they don't have this solution, and probably in Australia, they don't have this solution.
right.
So they don't believe it. They just don't believe it. I
Sure.
talked to a lady from Canada the other day, and I said, "Oh, this is an easy trip for you. It's Colorado."
Oh,
You
okay.
know,
Yeah,
and
sure.
but people, in Australia and the UK, I don't think they have this solution, Dr. Anderson, and that's
Right,
sad. And I feel sad for the people that are ignorant and won't even do the research, because they pay the price, or
sure.
whoever they know pays that price, and that's sad. It really
Right.
is sad.
It definitely is. I mean, it still to this day kind of amazes me. I mean, when we do have research, we have a research paper that is peer reviewed. We also have another paper that hopefully, God willing, it's going to get published here pretty shortly. I think we're in the last stages of it getting published. So, two papers, and just all the people that have had success. It takes a long time for things like this to be accepted and adopted. And you both said this to one of your early adopters. I don't remember the source, but there are probably only 15% of people are early adopters, or maybe less, where they do what you do. A lot of people just don't think like that. And that goes in healthcare. Like, I'm probably an early adopter doctor. I'm looking always and searching for new, better ways of doing things. And just like you as patients are doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, a little bit more about that. I mean, where do you think that comes from? If they're that frustrated or angry, or anything else you want to add?
I don't know. I constantly put out there, go to Anderson Podiatry Center, look at their videos, they have a YouTube channel, look at their
Sure.
videos,
Okay.
watch what's going on, watch the people. And I say that all the time, don't I, Leslie? I constantly send people to your website and your YouTube channel.
The biggest pushback that I got was, this is not a nerve problem. This is a neurological issue.
Right.
So if one of the ladies, just a couple days ago, said, you need to stop getting on here and spewing misinformation.
Right.
Because it's just a scam.
Right.
And I was like,
define neurological, I'd say. Well, what does that mean? That could mean that could be central nervous system. It could be the spinal cord. It could be the brain. It could be peripheral nervous system. So that means a lot of things. Huh?
She is just so adamant about it that she's, I think, swaying people in that chat room to not listen to me because I'm some kind of kook.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was going to say too, when you both came here, did you learn something about the nerves in your legs that nobody had ever told you before? Like, I don't know, I can't specifically, I seriously can't remember everything about your cases, but you might have had some weakness. You might have had some numbness. There are things that were going on locally in your legs that probably nobody ever picked up on. Is that true for you, Leslie? Is there anything I mentioned to you?
Oh, yeah. And I remember asking, now, how exactly are you going to do this? And I don't know if you remember or not, but you took your pen and you put it through the paper of my bed to show me.
Right.
This is the tunnel, and the nerve goes right through here. And I thought that's so simple.
Right. It is.
It's so simple.
Like I always say, the symptoms are in the legs, so why can't the cause be there, and why can't we correct it? It's very, very pretty straightforward. It really is. And you're hearing a different narrative, and that's a lot of that. It's so powerfully played out there with big pharma and the lots of dollars that are spent on research. And so that's, most doctors, most patients just don't hear much about it. So
exactly.
And that's why we are trying to create an army of folks like you to get the word out. And let people know that, and I mean, you're motivated to help because hopefully we helped you a lot too. So any final words that you want to mention before we part ways? I want to thank you both so much again. But anything you want to say, Katie?
We're both just so blessed. We're blessed that we met each other. I was, like I said earlier, we were 1 week apart in our surgeries. And I remember seeing the message from Leslie going, "Oh, you get to go before me." So as soon as she got her surgery done, I was texting going, "How are you doing? Are you okay?" And, we were going through Facebook Messenger for a long time. And then I'll just put my number out there. I said, "Hey, call me or text me." And we just been, kind of taking care of each other and talking and, okay, I had this, I had that. And it's been really good to have somebody else that's done it.
Yes.
Kind of along at the same time, so you know what to expect. And I like that a lot. So I think that was really important. And, I just encourage other people to see all the videos. Go see all the videos, because that is really a game changer. All of us can't be lying or scamming or doing misinformation. There's too many of us out there now that have had it, that have been successful. So that's my message.
After your surgery, and you text me and you said, "No more RLS." Oh, it still gets to me. I just started bawling. I thought, I go next week. And it worked for her. Maybe it's going to work for me. And it was just so wonderful to have each other support.
Yes,
I agree. That it was so wonderful.
Yes,
very good. Maybe we have our own support group, you know?
I think maybe we should start our own room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, I want to thank you both for joining me today. We got to kind of close out here, and not just for sharing your story, but you're standing strong. You're both standing there very strong in the face of skepticism, and your voices really matter because you're both. I dare to say you're both pretty powerful ladies. I don't know if you know that, but you are.
Thank you.
And-
You're a trailblazer, Doc.
Okay, I appreciate it. And so you're standing strong. And anybody listening to this today is struggling with restless legs. Everybody on this podcast wants you to know there is hope, and I want you to know that there's an answer out there that you may want to consider, especially if you're struggling as much as these ladies are, these wonderful ladies. So, and sometimes it takes listening to the story from somebody else, and that can open the door for you too. So, anyway, we thank you for watching today, and hope those of you watching for the first time got a lot out of this. And I'm going to close this up, and we want to thank you for listening to. This is only my second podcast called "The Nerve of It," which I think is a catchy title.
Good. Yes. Yes. Very good.
And so we want to thank you all for listening. So thank you again, Leslie and Katie.
Bless
Thank you, Doc. Bye. Bye,
Okay.
Leslie.
Bye, Katie.
Thanks again.